You know, I've had to think about this for a while now, but it's come to a point in which I can genuinely, with confidence, say the bare Season 3 Episode 1 called Tomorrow is a masterpiece in storytelling. I call it the perfect prologue. It felt like the perfect opening to the new season. It was done in such a clever way with barely any dialogue. They just let the music play for itself and it's everything that you needed. Don't tell the story, show it. That is the most basic premise in any way of telling a great story. Don't tell it, just show it. The music in the background, it felt like I was watching an epic cinematic montage of the show. I honestly thought that the editors were just doing what they did best, letting us all sit back and just enjoy the ride. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The same music is playing for 30 minutes. You don't need to add anything else. No need to change it or stop it. Just let it run. Just let it rip. Let it rip. That's funny. There is a constant theme of chaos. It's done through so many emotions. We feel every single bit of it. It is perfectly executed. This episode hits us with everything it's got. It's a clever way of reminding us of everything that's happened from season 1 to 2. Because we're dealing with the past, the present, as well as anticipating what the future holds, we're waiting. We're waiting with the question, what does season 3 hold for these characters? Where are they gonna go? How are they gonna get along? What's gonna happen? What's at stake? That's the question. In order to move forward, we need to acknowledge the past. There are stories within stories in this episode, and it's all just hitting us constantly. Kami's happiness, his anxiety, his insecurities, it's all in his passion of what he does. It's what drives him, but it's also what breaks him from the people around him, his loved ones. I mean, for crying out loud, he ignored constant calls from Sugar about Mikey when it happened. Throughout The Bear, there has been this constant separation between Kami and his family. Through his mannerisms, the way he thinks, his insecurities, he's always thinking that everyone is against him. His mind is his own worst enemy. He's always thinking that Mikey wanted to keep him away from the restaurant, but no. He fails to realize Mikey sees him so much more than that. He sees him as a chef. He sees the best in Kami. He wants him to chase the dream that he has never ever had. He doesn't know what a dream is. To him, he envies that in his little brother, in his baby brother. That's what Kami just doesn't realize, and it's so heartbreaking to see that. And it's what broke the family even more. And as we see, that's exactly what happened with him and Claire. He doesn't need
to provide amusement or enjoyment.
I still think that the aura and just watching and witnessing this episode without even trying to make a noise, without even worrying about what was going on, I was so glued in. And it really did felt like a 30-minute trailer, a 30-minute montage done in such a beautiful, haunting, but an excellent way. It's something that I will never forget. I say this a lot about a lot of episodes that I watch, but this is unlike any other. Season 1, episode 7, there is the Christmas episode, there's Forks, and then there's Tomorrow. There's a lot of people who think that this episode, but this whole season feels like a filler, and I can agree, but at the same time, you cannot ever deny the brilliance and the execution done in this first episode. This one felt like a prologue, but episode 2 is when it really, really began. And I didn't mind that. I thought it was a clever way in trying to build up how crazy this season is about to get. And it was. This episode perfectly told us exactly the environment that these characters go through, especially Kami, what he's been through, his journey, how he feels when he was happy. When was he sad? When was he anxious? All these questions get answered, and we just dive into a deeper emotion of what these characters go through. And now, thanks to this episode, whenever you watch, whenever you listen to that music, you will never stop thinking about this episode.